hope you guys can't hear click. Alright, let's see this. It's pretty hard, to be honest. You have to ignore everything and just get on it. I'm just going to go over these sections a few times and bore the hell out of you. Power. I swear I get worse with every repetition. I should probably just walk on stage, not think, and just do it. No practice, straight in. Try to just try different methods because I've changed and the way I play changes, so it can get a bit, sometimes I find something better. Like I'm just going to go a few times and try different thumb positions, like maybe I want to go through the string, maybe I want to be tapping the string, maybe I want to move around just to see where I am now. I think I'm going to farm through the string on this one. Has more power, at least with this bass. Maybe not. It's a weird one because I think maybe these are the important notes and the bass notes are not important, maybe the higher notes are. Alright, I'm going to move on. Should I have caught up with anything that I will absorb? Okay, nice one. Yeah, you guys checked out the, what do you call it? The live in the lockdown version, if that makes sense, of this track. Somebody remind me what this track is called. Lament, there we go. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Amos. You are a star pupil. So let's move on to the verse, which is surprisingly difficult. You got to really, all notes are important, yes, but when you got a track like this where the duration of notes, and if I screw that up, if I hold on to those notes for too long, I just break the groove entirely. And it's interesting, playing the right notes helps, playing the right notes at the right time helps, but playing the right type of notes at the right time is more important in Tesseract. At least, I mean, Ackle might say, "What are you talking about, mate? Stop being such a hippie." And he could laugh at me for that. So yeah, let me get the right section. And like I say, sorry if you're bored, but this is rehearsing, and this is Twitch. Yeah, that's a good place. Fucking dancing. You should just say I dance on this channel. Straight into that bastard. The next riff is bad times. Yeah, that's a fun riff, that next one. Anyway, focus on what you're supposed to do. Right, what am I missing again? How to get away with it? Who's getting away with what? Am I getting away with stuff? Dat tone, nice. Pop version works well. Softer bass notes. Ah, that's Ackle. Yes. I always wanted to do that without using this hand. I'll get to it. Fun thing about bass is that if you make a mistake, I can read without speaking out aloud. I'm sorry, I just feel that I need to do it for your benefit. But the thing is, you guys also can read. Maybe. I mean, you've typed. So you can see these questions. So I will stop reading them out aloud if that's okay with you. Unless you want me to read it out loud. Right. I feel like I need to do it to entertain you guys. Well, Darth Willy Tark did say the fun thing about bass is that if you make a mistake at band practice, everybody thinks they make a mistake. It can be quite true, or nobody's listening. Nobody cares until you stop playing. And then they're like, oh, what's missing? Which is perhaps more powerful than playing bum notes, eh? Yeah, I like the fact that you guys are talking. That's really cool. That's it's a nice thing to be a part of your community rather than you guys just watching me being dumb. Sometimes reading aloud is a weird one, but sometimes my voice is I'm a little too relaxed, and I sound exceedingly. What's the word? I sound like I'm trying to flirt with people I'm not. I'm just tired or relaxed and chilled. Right, I am playing bass, not looking at a screen, but I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to go over the groove a little, and maybe you'll notice the things that I find difficult, which are there's a spacing in this chilled verse that is nuts. Ackle's got a very special way of making you think something is supposed to happen and then not doing it. It's like misdirection in music. Darren Brown writes music. It's pretty cool. So maybe you guys don't see it in the level that I see it as. Maybe you don't hear what's going on? Oh, hang on, I'm doing something else. And these are things that excite me about TesseracT. yeah, those are the notes. It's interesting. I mean, that's one of the simplest sounding grooves, and yet the very fact that there's so much space forces me to build so much detail into it. Not because I don't actually. Maybe it's an ego thing. Maybe it's because I get bored talking with my hands. My apologies. Maybe I feel the need to make a simple thing complicated, or perhaps because I have time, I search for the details. Zen Master Holistic Moss says, search for the details, young Padawan. And tune your fucking bass. I apologize if I say the words shit and bugger too often, and I apologize if you find that offensive. You are stepping into my world in TesseracT, through Twitch, and I do say fucking bugger quite a lot, so I apologize, but let's just live with that. Right, I am now going to move on to the fucking bugger part of this track, which that sounded so bad. Ugh, I'm gonna build a sign for this room that says stop saying those words, because it's not a good way for people to see you. Anyway, this next part, I spend so much time wondering whether I should be tapping this, whether I should be slapping this, or whether I should just sit back and be playing this very normally. I do realize that my language for you Americans is probably a wee bit shocking, and for first thing in the morning, it's probably very shocking. Somebody said something about FPS and BPS. Is it a problem? Sorry if as my stream settings causing any issues with the upload? Please let me know, because we're at 6,000 kph or whatever it is. Looks all good. All right. Use naughty words more often. I will do. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Somebody slaps me on the wrist or they go away. Right, so the next bit is the same as everything else, but I appear to have made it more difficult for myself. But the really interesting thing is, and I think I shared a clip from Bart from Textures, from his channel, X Textures, of Textures fame, from his channel earlier on today. If you missed that, follow my Instagram, which is just a mess of coffee, pretty buildings, silly stuff, and the occasional heartfelt moment. And you will see on the stories there's a video there where Bart is talking about variations on a theme and how he'll just take a drum beat, do lots of different things. I think you guys should, if you're interested in writing, you should check out the way Bart looks at things. And I think this is very similar to what Akul wanted to do at this point, which is he changes the 12/8 feel down to a much... It's the same pulse, but it's an equivalent pulse at a slower pace in 4/4. And it just adds so much freshness to what is essentially the same groove. You'll hear what I'm talking about now when I find the right space. Sorry, just trying to find the right loop that'll be good to rehearse that section. And I always like to make sure you guys remember professionalism by me headbutting this wonderful... I just want to get close with this mic. Righty, I think this might be a good loop. Not too confusing. Basically making things really interesting for myself and probably dumb for everyone else by trying to tap 12 frets above where I'm playing, which creates a artificial harmonic, which is lovely. But it ain't so easy with this track. And it's because the guitars do something really interesting where they seem to have that, they are catching it without maybe meaning to, but it's only a couple of notes. Those two notes. Kind of figure out I need to automate the compression on this because that I should be getting that nice little sound when I do that, but because the volume drops naturally because I'm just doing it, it doesn't trigger the threshold of the compressor as much as I would like it to. So, but I'm not automating stuff at the moment. Here's me talking about stuff, do things simply at first and then get more and more complicated. Here's an example of that. When I start building these sessions more and more, I'll do stuff like that, but not just now. I'll get a second camera as well so I can do some close-ups so you know what I'm talking about and it's not just me going. And the interesting thing is, I'm only interested in those two notes. You'll hear what I mean when you listen to the guitars. I just want to support the sustain of those notes. And when it works so well. It just makes me happy. forgot there's dead notes there that make me happy as well. That's cool. I'm going to do that a few more times. Oh, I should say hello, shouldn't I? Yeah, sorry, you guys are here as well. It's not just me. Yeah, but you get what I mean about that riff. You could almost ignore the other stuff and just do the... And the problem is, as you change basses throughout your career, those things change as well. The physical differences of the, whatever it's called, the thing, the bass, means that it comes to a... You've got to approach each song almost as if it's brand new again. Or at least I do, because like I say, the old man in my head can't find the research tools that I'm looking for, and it takes him a while. Imagine tuning into this, and here's me talking about the old man in my head, don't know where he is. You must think, what's going on with this buddy? Right, yeah, I'm going to go around that a few times, and you can see me mess it up and have a good time. So, oh, hello, Sturge bass followed 5 minutes ago, and I didn't see it because I was tapping. Sorry. Hello, Ryan Martini. Thank you. I'm going to show you the slap version. Kind of like the top. F7 Phoenix 9 with a 5 gifted subs. Thank you. So that was an example of me forgetting that actually there's another way to do this, which is quite fun as well, which is the so we need two bass players, one to go to do all the tapping and one to do the muted stuff. Anyway, give me a little... I need to go around that one a couple of times. 10 gifted subs! Mads01 with the 10 gifted subs. Wow, thank you. I mean, all of us in TesseracT just say You're awesome. You're really awesome. Thank you so much. That's really cool. Yeah, it means so much to us. Thank you. Right, jamming with the Lament still. Yeah.
Version 1, slap for version 2. Now tap for version 3, which I think I love the most. Maybe it doesn't sound the best. I'm going to go around it a couple more times. Wicked when I get the... Whoa, wicked! How old am I? When I get the dead notes, and it sounds so good. Hello, Ginger Baker Smith too. Lost it. One more time. And boys and girls and everything else, this is the process that I love. You get into something and the mechanical elements of it start to melt away, and your musical personality forces its way to the forefront of being a performer. Again, Zen Master Marseille, sing, let yourself be free. You know what I'm saying anyway. Yes, I sound like a hippie, but as a performer, we are all in this weird, not quite scientific world, which I believe in science. I am very much a man of facts, but I am also a boy of dreams. I should shut up, shouldn't I? But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. You can be so precise and so accurate with something, and it just doesn't groove. And then all of a sudden you start to bring you to the table. And you is messy. Well, I am messy. You're not perfect, but when you hit those little groovy dead notes, and you allow space through that sound for the rest of the band to be there. Yeah, that's a cool thing. Anyway, there's the rest of this track as well, so I'm going to move on to that. And I'll also say hello again. Tasty disgruntled moose. Yeah, it's all right, you know. Nice one, thank you. I appreciate you guys being listening to me talk crap and saying hello and looking at my out of focus hand. I don't like autofocus on cameras, so I don't use it, by the way. Tends to make me look. You can see the real me, the haggard me. Where are we at? Somebody volunteer as tribute to what? Sorry, what's going on? These are things I don't understand. Right. Anyway, let's move on with this track. So, because I'm spending what I consider the right amount of time on the track, but maybe you're bored. So I need to find the bit in between. Right. The rest of this track is fun as well. So it's far less involved as that one. We are going from 4/4 at some tempo back to 12/8. The way Cubase works, as I understand it, it doesn't quite allow you to do dotted compound time in the same way as you would normally. So we go up to 178 BPM, but it's 12/8. So the click is da 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 da, but the tempo is actually. So that's whatever tempo that is. Right. I'll try and catch up with you guys. Oh, cool. Darth Willy Talk. I'm happy to have inspired because, believe it or not, that is the awesome thing. I find inspiring people to be one of the best things about life, as in finding other people that inspire me, and if I can reflect that back in any way, that's just incredible, because I know that feeling. I know it's cool. Right, back to the playing music and stop talking about the holistic bullshit. Let's try this next section. 92, thank you for following. Benji Dragonborn, oh yeah. Skyrim, love it. I've just remembered that that's also quite hard. Damn it. So the riff changes at that point from playing it all up here, or at least it does for me, to then moving those notes to... See, it's far more complicated than it was before, so I'm going to go around it a few times again. I think you've probably gathered that by now, but I just need to remind the slow ones amongst you, and I will then, like I say, get it mechanically up and then try to put myself back into it. And myself normally means dead notes, that sort of thing. So, boys and girls, warm up before you get on the stream, because suddenly your finger, yeah, that one, tightens up, especially when you're doing spider riffs like that, as we call it. It's quite don't quite know why. It's because I'm hitting that, hammering it on really, and because I'm stretching the ligament there between. I'm causing stress on that, which is bad moss. Bad moss. My belief about this track is there's one note that screws this section. There is one note that I play that I find really hard to not slow the band down. So you've got, then it's that note. If I hold that note for too long, which is really hard not to, it feels like the track becomes sluggish. So I need to try and make it as tight as possible. And that's quite hard when you're flying around. And then you've got to go from to that. I could play it there, but then I'd have to bar in. I don't want to play it there, that's no fun. So I need to try and clamp that note down, which is not something that I genuinely get to that level of being able to play a dead note and pop. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm saying, but I need to try to hit palm mute things so I can then really make that a very staccato note. And I'm not going to lie, it's not the sort of thing that I pull off that often. I wish I was technically that good to be able to jump from down there and keep my palm on that as well. That would be, well, without doing a harmonic. So I'll get there, but it won't be perfect. This riff in particular is a jump around. It's fun to play, but it's boring to watch us on stage because we're all going. Anyway, that's me being stupid again. Let's play it. So yeah, that's a double fun workout. Fun, hey? Yeah. It's interesting to try to remember to play tighter but softer with that, and not really just get into it and play like a monkey with cymbals, if you know what I mean. So, yep, that's a cool riff. I really like that one. The next section is when you sort of get to go, ah, yeah, this is cool, let's get into this. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name. Sjosvaren90, thank you for following. Commissar91, thank you for following. Lone Wolf1157, thank you for following. And yeah, it's... I was talking about being able to relax into that groove. So yeah, that's really fun, really cool. You do all this hard work at this point in the track, and then you sort of go, oh yeah, everything feels good, and you sit back and groove. So let's find the groove that I'm now talking about. Magic change with the foot there, sweet. It's simple things, they amuse simple people like me. So being able to change between screens with my foot, like it's a foot pedal. Elgato, remember, you need to make a foot switch pedal for us guitar streamers and drum streamers perhaps, and vocalist streamers. Perhaps Dan would like to also approach Elgato and say, you know your Stream Deck, make a foot switch version. Have I mentioned that I'd be interested in a foot switch version of the Stream Deck? Because if I haven't, I feel like I should mention that I would be interested in a foot switch version of the Stream Deck. And perhaps some of you are too interested in a foot switch version of the Stream Deck. And maybe some other people are, perhaps. How to take a joke too far, yeah? Pan au raisin? No individual aid 4. You missed the I. So you want a pan, as in a pan, a crock pot of raisin. And that's not really not going to be helpful. It's pain au raisin. Anyway, how many times have I missed all of you guys talking? Good day there, Moss Gang. Grooving the hell out of things, I see. Elva Muddy Young. Grooving away. Toit, says Cam. What's up, Cam? How are your burns, Cam? Are they good? I'm such a stupid idiot. I love it. I don't think you guys can see this, but there is a fly flying around because clearly I am shit and it wants to be around me. Here we go. Enjoying. No, that's Stream Elements. I don't need to tell you guys that. Speaking of which, Vertigo has been out in the world for 2 weeks today. Somebody explain to me what Vertigo is, please, and I apologise if I offended you, Darth Willy Tuck, by not knowing that. Same here. Very inspiring. Okay, that's a conversation I can't remember. Oh, okay, Mads. You find this fascinating. Well, it's not about playing bass so much, is it? It's about music and approaching it as being a part of a band. If it were possible for myself, Akko and James to be locked into some form of unison where we feel the same, not just know what we're playing, but we have the same mental approach, emotional approach. Wow. I just said, if we could have the same emotional approach to this, we would lock into something slightly different. But we would all lock into allowing each other to have the space to not become the forefront of the mix, but to really share the parts. Anyway, that is producer head Amos. Let's move back to bass player head Amos. Just play the bass, man. Yeah, boy, says Wuya Tumbo. Wow, I've got to stop doing that accent, sorry. Honestly being humbled to be in this stream. You're welcome, man. Labrolite, you'll just come chat. It's be here. It's really cool. It's a safe space for being safe. There you go. Safe is a London colloquialism for being chilled out, being happy, being cool, and talking with each other and listening to each other, and that's what this is. I am an old hippie, as you are going to find out very soon. Chocolatine,
Oh man, somebody knows I used to live in Bordeaux. It's chocolatine. You know full well it's chocolatine. Pain au chocolat is not the true pain au chocolat, but everybody thinks chocolate croissant and pain au chocolat are the ways to call it. Sorry guys, you have just discovered what it's like to live in France. Anyway, where are we at? MIDI controllable version. I thought that said Stream Duck. Yeah, there's a MIDI macro for something, but what if I want to do it in real time? What if I want to change around the switches like that? And I've got some other stuff that I want to do soon, but I'm not doing it right now, and I'm going to use my foot, and hopefully I won't stop streaming by accident. That's why a foot switch would be cool for this. I don't know if you guys would be interested in asking Elgato for a foot switch controllable version of Stream Deck. That's when you know to stop the joke. Where are we at then? Good morning from your side of the world, Argel M. So where are you again? Remind me, you probably said the last time you were on the stream. Looking at the time, good morning. You're on the West Coast. Yep. Where are we at then? I've been enjoying the album very much. You guys should be very proud of your work. So you're talking about an album. Okay, cool. Then let's pop that into, if it's metal, put it forward to Metal on Metal, James's metal show where he gets on some metal. And yeah, I'm sure he'll enjoy it. He has a listen to it. He goes, this is metal. Right. I was playing bass, wasn't I, guys? Boys and girls. So let's play some fucking bass. So that is easy, isn't it? But you're afforded so much space in the groove to just get funky as hell, and that's why I love that, because it's like a musical reward. You're doing all this stuff throughout the track up to that moment, and then, I don't know, maybe Ackle just said to himself, I want to be happy. And he just went, yeah, let's sit back in this groove. Let's be musicians. It's one of the funkiest moments of TesseracT, because again, you're switching the groove from 12/8 back to 4/4 without changing the pulse, but it moves around significantly. Yeah, go find Bart of Texas fame. Check out his stuff where he messes around with stuff like that as well. It's so cool, very cool. Right, I'm going to do a couple of jams of that, and then we are going to put a nail in this fucking coffin, and we're going to jam through the whole track with vocals as well, so you guys can all go, oh my god, and get into that vibe, because when Dan kicks in with that line, I'm not going to do the high bit. No. Let's it goes, oh my god, as far as I'm concerned. But when we get to that, you guys can copy it, sing along, and we'll do metal disco karaoke. Yeah. Anyway, let's jam this for a little while. All right. Please entertain yourselves whilst I do this. That's the quack beat. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can tell I like that. I like that groove a lot. I love that I can just sit back and be funky. Not all funk is bad, boys and girls. That's another TesseracT PSA. Some funk is good. There's a guy that talks about it recently. I was going to make a joke and I missed the joke. Never mind, let's move on. Okay, I think it's time that we oh my god, and stars flashed before my eyes. Ooh-ay-oh. No? You tell me. Is it time to listen to the whole track? As some of you might say, is it time to listen to the whole track with some vocals? Is it also time for me to tune up so it sounds right? Yeah, I think it might be. Has anybody joined in? We are Tumbo. Thank you. Yes, it is time, isn't it? Nushin Q. It's funk is love. Yeah. All right. What are you saying? Let's get onto this and take a cycle off. Just so you can see what I'm doing. Remember guys, this is how you stream professionally. You make sure things are in the way, you keep the bass nice and open, so it's always making noise. Okay, I'm glad you guys are following. As you can see again, if you're wondering what I'm using, Cubase Pro 10.5, I was going to upgrade to 11. Something said no in my head. When I got a bit more time. And this track is in, the top string there is in E flat. This string is in B flat. That string is in F when it wants to. And then the most problematic string of all, the low string, is sometimes in A flat. I have a massive issue, like personal, physical issue. The tuning down on these bottom notes, to me, I cannot differentiate it. I can only tell that it feels right. I can't discern the actual tuning properly. I've got a damaged eardrum and it seems to actually have affected the interpretation of that. Those notes are so similar in my head, in my appreciation of it, that I might as well not be playing the right note down there. So I sometimes question my choice of notes down there. And if any of you other guys do, don't worry, it's normal. It sucks down there. No, that's not what she said. This stream is not safe for boys and girls. Right, I think I am, I forgot to tell you guys, yes, F6 RTA mono plugin by Waves. It kind of means I don't really need a compressor because I've got a dynamic equalizer that I can also use to shape the impact in the envelope. Check it out. It's not that expensive. It's
a really useful plugin. I use it on pretty much everything. I love it. It's just so easy, especially when you use the real-time analysis, because you can not look at the plugin, hear what you think is wrong, and then you can see if what you're doing affects it in a way. And it's just the immediate input of, or understanding and seeing what it does to the wave is really cool. After that, I've got a really cool, just standard old school compressor that I use to build my bass tone into a kick drum, which annoys Akul massively because I just create like a nice fud that, especially on that note in this track, which I love, gives you, it's kind of tight, but it means that I can mess around with the attack envelope and it still cuts through. Like I can use my nail to get a bit of an edge, and I'm not clacking the tone up a bit because it's the front edge of the kick of the bass is getting pushed into the sustain of the note, and that to me just acts really well. But I'm doing it in a way that many of you may not have expect. I am using a slow attack, so I let more of the signal through, and then a quick release, so I can then be fresh for the next envelope to hit. And it's interesting. I think it works better that way because I'm not crushing the tone. All I'm doing is deciding when I want the compressor to stop working rather than when it starts working, if that makes sense. No, that makes no sense, Amos. Of course it doesn't. Right, I've missed some things. Do I think there could be something special with Ash for the 10-year anniversary of Altered State, says Copper Incarnate. Maybe, but maybe not. I'm sorry if you want something special to happen. We're on very different pages at the moment, so I would always love to work with him again. I'd love Dan and Ash to work together. I'd love Dan, Ash, Elliot, Attila and Abby to work together, but 5 vocalists in one track might be a bit much. I'd love them all to work together and for Akul to sing as well. Yeah, Akul. Anyway, we are... The thing is with Altered State, we could do so much with it, so perhaps we would. But we don't do things by half, if that makes sense. So imagine I was to start planning the production for a 10-year anniversary event maybe a year ago, because I did. And perhaps if that gets off the ground, that'll be cool. But the thing is, I also don't want 10-year anniversary to take up the new album. And the new album is more important to us right now. Yes, we will respect our legacy, but we want the new album to be out around the time that the 10-year anniversary of Altered State happens. So I'm afraid that will probably take precedent over the anniversary. But would you guys prefer a new album, or would you prefer a 10-year anniversary? Because you have to make a choice now and abide by it. How did my eardrum get damaged? It was damaged by a nurse. It was punctured. She was cleaning the... I had a bit of an infection that actually ended up right next to the eardrum. And she was sorting that out, and she went straight through it. And it's just left a little scar. And it causes me some issues, that's all. Sometimes it's more noticeable than others. But it's not painful, so I learned to live with it. Thank you for asking, though. That's very kind. I guess a 4-string just doesn't hand... No, not true. It's the scale length, not the number of strings. Sorry, so Elvar Muddy Young, if you're still around, the strings aren't necessarily... The number of strings aren't the issue. In my humble opinion, it's the scale length and the gauge of strings. I personally don't like very thick strings, so I'm building a longer scale bass that I can use thinner strings on, and then I can also... So this isn't an E, this is A flat.
this bass handles B flat better, but at the moment I have to use it for an A flat because the bass I'm building isn't here yet. It will come eventually, Santa tells me. The other things, yes please, Hackle singing. I would love more low growls from Amos on stage, says Cloudkicker0522. Maybe. I'm not artistically interested in that just now, but who knows? We'll see how that goes. Certainly appreciate. Off-topic question, says Ben Ouroboros, but it made me very curious. During lockdown, I saw you were in Auvergne. I'm born in Clermont-Ferrand, and I was wondering how you ended up there. Hello, Undead Logic. Thank you for following. Yes, I was living very close to Clermont-Ferrand. I never actually went. I would love to have, but I was living there because I was with my ex. She was in a little tiny town called Issangeau, which is near, kind of near Lyon, kind of in between Lyon and Le Puy-en-Velay. And sorry for my terrible French accent. But I spent a couple of years out there enjoying actual bread and actual pain au chocolat, or chocolatine, as they say in Bordeaux. Then I moved to Bordeaux for a little while, and then I moved back here. So fun fucking times, eh? But yeah, Clermont-Ferrand's very, very interesting. I love the countryside. Let's get back to playing bass, eh? Right, yes, here we go. If you decided to leave whilst I was talking, you're going to miss out on this. And oh my god, stars flash before my eyes, yeah. Are you guys singing along? If it's possible to get a hype train at this time in the morning, hype the fuck up, boys and girls. No, I can't speak French, Matt. I'm not giving you French lessons. It is one of my favorite Tesseract tracks, and we don't play it enough.